WNYwatercooler.com.
So I don't know. Here is Steve with us. Hi, Steve.
Yeah, so we started off with 21 rushing plays, 21 passing plays. I mean, you guys. I mean, I hate this. You guys are the worst. No one likes any of you guys. But how do we come out and run the ball the whole freaking game? What were we doing? We were trying to lose, and I just want to hear about show.
Yeah, somehow it feels good to hear somebody criticize you and then say that they thought the Bills were trying to lose. There's something perversely satisfying about that.
My favorite ridiculous post-game call of all time, and there wasn't even any swearing, and I can't really tell if that person was intoxicated, but I enjoyed that. Thanks for calling.
What are the odds?
Shh, Welcome back to WNYWaterCooler.com podcast. Steve, the host. We're on Spotify. Subscribe, rate, review, or some shit. YouTube, iTunes. We got Coast.
Jan, man, what's up? Playoff bound.
Yeah, we clinched. Wow, what a fun game.
4 out of 5 seasons. It's still, I don't know. I mean, the drought still seems so fresh, but I guess now we should just be considering ourselves as just like a perennial playoff team.
It is weird, 4 out of 5. I mean, I guess I have to give McDermott credit. I don't hate him as much as some people do, but it seems like we always have an easy schedule. That can't be possible, but it seems like it.
Yeah, and well, when you have a good team, a lot of those games that you typically, I mean, a lot of games seem a lot easier when you're good.
Yeah.
I guess I'll leave it at that. Like the way we're just running teams over, the bad teams, we just run them, we just smoke them usually. And
yeah, like a team like the Raiders or Browns, like it seems like they're the same as us, but they're really not. They're worse than us over the last 3, 5, 20 years. I mean, so I'll give McDermott credit. We beat most of the teams we should beat. Our division, I mean, other than the Patriots, our division is fucking horrible, but we still sweep the Jets and Dolphins every year. So.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, this year, out of all the years, there's been every game. You can't take any game for granted, and you can say it about basically every single team in the league. I mean, the only team that hasn't really lost a crap game, at least in the AFC, is Kansas City, and every other team has had a game against like a terrible team where they just blew it, and we're most of the time, I mean, obviously except for the one outlier, these games aren't even close, and they do deserve credit for that.
Yeah, I mean we were double-digit favorites in 7 games. We've covered 6 of the 7. It was a push. Against the Falcons, it was a push, I guess. I had a 14.5. So we've covered 5 out of 7, and we lost 1. I mean, you got to take that every time.
Yeah, when you're laying almost two touchdowns to cover as often as we do, and yeah, it's impressive. And I kind of hate the argument about like, oh, we play crap. Every team in the league, and so many of these teams play these same teams. Everyone, you can say the same thing about so many teams. You just got to beat the teams on your schedule. And like we talked about in the podcast, is when you do play good teams, you just have to win some of them. If you play close games, you have to win some of them, and you're going to have a super good record at the end of the season. And I mean, if we could have won all of our one-score games, just as likely as we lose all of the one-score games. And then we're looking at like having one of the best teams like in recent history.
Yeah, even if you just flip even the Tennessee or the Jacksonville game, we would have a pretty decent shot at the 1 seed this week. So.
Or the Bucs game, or the Pats game.
Well.
Like to not win any of those. I mean, the Bucs game might have been like just as bad as the Vikings game, where we easily. My point is, easily you win 2 of those games and you're in first place in the conference. So.
Yeah, well, I mean the Bucs game. I mean, we probably should have won with the ref, but we were losing by 20-something points. So, but I mean, the Titans game, that was a coin flip. That was a true coin flip. That was back and forth the whole game. And the Jacksonville game, all we needed was one play, and it just didn't happen somehow.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think McDermott deserves credit. I think Dean deserves credit. I'm right back on McDermott now. I said I would lose respect for him if we lost in the past. Well, we smoked the past, so now I think he's the best coach in franchise history again. Dean,
I can't keep track.
Hard to knock what Dean has done. I mean, Bill. Just to go from what?
I got a big whiteboard here that has which day of the year that you have him. So this week, the whole week, I'll block off as you like McDermott. So I'll update.
You got to admit, he's there's been a change the past few weeks. I know we haven't punted, but it's not like we haven't had fourth down.
So he's changed his philosophy?
It just seems that, I don't know. I mean, he's...
I think it...
I don't know.
I don't think he's changed.
I don't think... It's really just... It's situational, I
guess. It is. It's very situational. To him...
Yeah.
He has this very specific, if we had a radio station that would actually talk about anything other than the same two fucking things, he has patterns. I don't have it in front of me now, but I know what the patterns are pretty much. If it's a better team, he's more reluctant to go for it unless we're losing, or there's a pattern to it. I can't articulate it right now, but
except the past game, it was first drive of the game. We went for it. Could have seen us not. Could have seen him not. I mean, we were at the 2, fourth and goal from the 2.
Well, or maybe opposing quarterbacks. Is he scared of the quarterback, or is he not scared of the quarterback? I mean, no one's scared of Mac Jones, but you're scared of Tom Brady, or you're scared of some of the, I don't know, what other instance was there? Was there a Titans one we went for it against Titans, but...
Well, the Bucs game where we punted it in midfield, I mean, you're going up against Brady. He's probably thinking, all right, if we don't get this, we're giving up points, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And, but then, the flip side would be, well, that's why they should go, which I don't buy all that, but...
But I don't think he thinks that way. I think he...
No, when you're going for it on fourth and goal from the 2 against the Falcons or against Mac Jones, you're probably getting the ball back at midfield at worst if you miss. And that happened against New England where we went for it. Manny Sanders dropped that touchdown, and then they went 3 and out. We got the ball again at the midfield, and we scored a touchdown. So it pays off. That's one of the advantages of doing it.
Do other teams have as many boners on special teams as we do? I swear we have a fucking muffed punt every game. I mean, there's not much to talk about that Falcons game. I mean, Matt Ryan, that play was very strange. I still think we would have won, but it would have been more interesting. But, I mean, to say he gives himself up, I guess that because it works in the quarterback's favor most of the time. This time it backfires, but they have to call it that way every time. Is that really the explanation?
Well, so he gave himself up, and he was down short of the goal line. I mean, I think the refs got all the calls correct. Other than what screwed the Falcons was they called it a touchdown, and I really don't Matt Ryan, the taunting flag. He taunted Poyer. I mean, we've seen that stuff called all season. But if they don't call, if he doesn't think that's a touchdown, I don't think he's taunting Poyer.
Yeah, that's where it's the Falcons sort of got screwed, and their best offensive weapon got hurt, but, I mean, they weren't, I didn't see them winning that game, but.
They were up, it would have been a 15, I mean, we were up 15, they score there, we're up 8. Or, we would, unless I guess, you're supposed to go for 2 then, I guess, whatever, so who knows, and then, but we haven't been stopped they couldn't stop the run the whole second half. So I don't think that we would have gone 3 and out. They would have just gotten the ball back. I mean, we ran the clock out after that turnover went down. So I mean, they got unlucky there for sure. But I mean, even if they called it a touchdown, and it stood, that taunting penalty would have been huge because they would have been kicking off at the 15 or something.
Yeah, so we would have had good field position anyway.
So either way you look at it, it wasn't a good play by Ryan to do that in that situation.
I mean, other than that, I don't think there's and the stupid muff punt, which we're lucky that we recovered that. I guess. I mean, because if they were, if it was a muff punt, I think if they recovered it, it would have went to the spot of the fumble.
Well, so if we muffed it, like if whatever the hell his name is, Speedy, if he just muffed it and we recovered it in the end zone, it would have been a touchback. If he muffed it and they recovered it, I think it would have been a touchdown. But since he gained possession, then that is different, and that means it's a safety. If it was just a pure muff, they never would have considered him.
Okay, no, so it was a fumbled. It was a fumbled punt, not a muff punt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
that's why it was a safety. Otherwise, it would have been a touchback.
Okay.
I think in either situation, it would have been a touchback.
It would have been. No, if it's muffed, it goes to the spot of the fumble.
Even if the Falcons recover it in the end zone?
Yeah, because you can't advance it. You can't. Well, I don't know if they would technically consider that advancing it.
But your point about our punt returners, I agree, because you could almost see this coming. I mean, Speedy, I don't know why his last name is escaping me right now, but
Stevenson, like my name.
Stevenson, he looked shaky all game.
Wasn't that in the first quarter?
I know, yeah, that was maybe his second punt return, or third, I don't remember, second maybe. But that in the whole game, he just looked pretty shaky, and he had the buff again for the save. And I mean, McKenzie, he's had his problems back there, but I don't know.
These are the things. I mean, these are the things that you can't really overcome when you're playing a great team in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know if there's a great team in the playoffs, but it's. I mean, it's one thing. Just these punts. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I would put Hyde back there and just fair catch it every time. There's not much to gain.
Unless it's, I mean, especially if it's outside, the wind, cold, wet. Don't catch it or don't catch it. I don't know. Don't advance the damn ball.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, what? You can even make the argument that you should just never catch it. I mean, you don't know how the ball's going to bounce. It can bounce completely in your favor.
Sideways. Yeah.
Especially with our, I don't have confidence in us not doing something stupid on those punts.
Pisses me off.
So, yeah, but I don't know. In the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. It depends. I think what you're saying about the conditions and whether it could. I mean, Hyde returned punts in that past game, so you could see that. I mean, the weather wasn't great Sunday either. I mean, every game at home has been shit. It was looking like shit again.
Yeah, there was 2 inches of ice on my damn seat. Some young girls sitting next to us, they left after the first quarter. I mean, it's now these tickets are $6. It's all young people again that tailgate and go to these games, and they talk about this dumb building the exact replica stadium across the street, triple the price for the tickets. People that actually pay for season tickets don't want that. I don't understand what is the whole thing. This whole stadium thing is just, it's going to give me an aneurysm. I don't get it. No one can explain it to me either.
You'll see a change in demographic at the games for sure.
Yeah, no one will go.
Well, I think you'll see people there's going to probably be people that will go now that wouldn't want to go to the Ralph because of just...
It's not like it was the last 5 years. It's not like it was 15 years ago. It's not rowdy to me. I don't know. At least in my circle.
Maybe that's because you've just grown up and matured a little bit.
No, I mean, I don't see...
You're not trying to fight 13-year-old kids in Merino jerseys anymore.
I had a Brady jersey on. Well, might have been a Merino guy too, but I don't know. I don't think it doesn't seem as, because everyone's filming everything. So it's not like, it's more like staged. It's more like staged shit. It's not like fights and stuff.
Yeah, like the table stuff. I don't know what's going to happen with the stadium. I haven't really been paying much attention because...
What?
Thanks. what? I mean, I'm not like when they figure out what's going to happen. The team. I mean, a new stadium's going to get built. The team's staying here. It is what it is. We're going to have to pay whatever we're going to have to pay. And
yeah, I guess there's not really much reason to get too upset over it because they don't listen to us anyway. I mean,
the team has a monetary value to all of us for just being here.
Yeah, well.
So there has to be some level of cost that we're accepting. I mean, these billionaire owners should, you obviously make the argument that, like, come on. But they're a huge part of our lives, and our whole, 30 plus years on this earth have been a huge part of our lives. And yeah, you do pay money to go to the games, but people that don't, even the people that don't go to the games, should still be willing to contribute to keep them here. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind giving them some money to build the stadium, but I mean, to give them more than half is that's ridiculous to me. But
I mean, all the owners can chip in for a new stadium, and
if they all do that every 5 years, I mean, that should be what it is. All the owners could collectively pay for the new stadiums every 5 years, or however often they build a new stadium for these teams. The whole system, I mean, it's all sport. It's just the whole thing is just ridiculous.
Well, the thing about a stadium here too is, like, I mean, a lot of these cities you pay whatever for these stadiums, and they're used for a ton of shit. All concerts and like all kinds of different things. That's
conventions
not really
and shit.
Here.
Yeah, they're not going to have big events here. That'll never happen. So, but I mean, in these other cities that have a more expensive, it's all like corporations and shit, which we don't have. But if you notice, the stadiums in like the rich areas, they're all empty, and that's what it's going to be like here too. It's going to be different, and it's not. I don't know. People that are so excited about it, I think they're going to regret it. But
we'll see what happens. I mean, people might pony up, and I don't know. We've been to. I mean, I haven't been to a road game in a long time, but I'll never forget that Patriots game in 2008. And it's hard to compare because we were just a joke, but it wasn't the same there. It just didn't feel the same. Like
it felt like a corporate retreat, like a fall conference.
Yeah, it was exactly. It just it didn't seem like a football game with a whole where there'd be a home field advantage. I mean, honestly, the closest comparison was Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland got a new stadium relatively recently, but that was out of all the road games I've been to, that was the one that was seemed like.
Yeah, I should have wore a shirt and tie to the fucking Giants game when I went to the new stadium. I didn't tuck my jersey in, and I was guffawed at. Whoa, sorry, sir. Enjoy your caviar. Fuck off. I don't know, but
yeah, that's how it was in Gillette too.
Yeah, I mean, Baltimore's pretty rowdy, and they're Baltimore, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. Their stadiums are all about the same age, and they're all open air. I mean, what's going to happen with them in 10 years? Those three, it will be interesting. I don't know, but
right. It could be rowdier too when you all those stadiums when I went there. Baltimore, we were 0-5. Pittsburgh, we were a joke. I'm sure it's better when it's you're good and the game matters.
Yeah. But so, is there any chance we lose this Jets game? I was just checking the spread now. So it opened at. It was open at 17 right now. Scrolling. It's 16. So I mean, with this, the over/under is 41. I mean, the weather forecast is crazy, seemingly, but 16 seems high.
So the forecast is what? It's gonna. I think it's supposed to just be cold and maybe snow. I don't know. I checked earlier today. It doesn't seem awful, but it's not gonna be ideal conditions. But there is a lot of points on a 41 over/under. So what are you looking at? 28 to 12, 29 to 13, something like that. I can see that. I mean, Vegas hit the Falcons game dead on. It was
Yeah, I had the over. I put money on the over.
44 over/under is -14, 14.5.
Joshy Poo loves to throw the interception there instead of getting the field goal. They take 7 points off the board for the Falcons, and they recovered the ball, so that was only 2 points instead of 7. Right there is, 17, 13, 14 points or something. I mean, I got screwed on that over.
I can't believe that we been talking for however long, and you haven't talked about Allen's 3 interceptions and 4 throws.
Well, I mean,
I thought you were going to be coming in hot with that.
I mean, I said enough about Sam Gash back there. I mean, the guy, he could put his head down. He's got a hard head. You know.
Did it make you feel better or worse about our chances?
Hey, I mean, if we can win with a fullback, I just want him to get one of those big harness things behind his neck. Wear one of those. He could play linebacker too. Is he left-handed?
It actually made me more optimistic. Because I think if we have a crap weather game, we can run it 40 times with Allen and Singletary. Allen running is such a weapon. How do you stop it? Because you have to be afraid. You have to be worried about him throwing when he's like those powers in the red zone. Just seem unstoppable. It's like a crime that we haven't. That I just think about the Patriots game that we did in the Bucs game where we ran for 100 yards and we get down deep at the end with a chance to win. We should have just run him.
Yeah, I just picture like swing passes to Larry Centers. Why didn't we have Mitchie just do swing passes to number 17? Let him just rumble.
We got a little bit full of ourselves there, a little bit in that Falcons game, though. We're throwing fades to Dawkins. We tried to have Diggs throw a pass.
Yeah, I mean, I would stop paying attention. I was just like, okay, are we going to cover this game? These games, the weather, it's just so miserable, and there's usually just the opponents we've had this year. I've bitched about the schedule all year. It's just horrible. There's no excitement, really. I mean, it was awesome that we clinched the playoffs. That was really exciting. But the game itself, it's just like, it's such like a drag. It's like, oh my God, something happened.
Has there been any close? I mean,
the Pittsburgh
close home games.
Pittsburgh and the Patriots games were close, but they were. I mean, even the Pittsburgh game, nothing happened, and then they blocked the punt, and it's like, okay, just kill me. But
we were up 10-0 at halftime that game. That was I don't know how we lost that. But you're right.
It was like we had the sixth highest, winning percentage likelihood, whatever that stat is, likelihood to win. That was one of the top 9 highest percentages that a team lost. Was that Pittsburgh game?
Right. Yeah, like 90-some% chance of winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our home games were Patriots. That was a close one, but that one was, I had to be a miserable game to be at. But the Washington game, we won by 20 plus. Houston, we won by 40. Atlanta, Carolina, those were like 14, 17.
The Dolphins game we covered, but that was like garbage cover, and it was boring. Nothing happened in that game.
Yeah, that first half was garbage in that game. The home schedule coupled with the shit weather that you guys had to sit in for these games, it's been a rough season for the home slate for sure.
Yeah, I saw you bitching on Twitter about, of course, Boston guys are like, Patriots, you want the Bills in the playoffs on the road because Joshy Poo's played bad. Well, every game.
Someone posted a stat, the Boston Globe guy, about like Allen's home versus road split. And it's like, I'm sure he hasn't, but like, that's the most least surprising thing I've seen at all. Like, the weather has been atrocious at home for like every single game. So, not to mention so it means nothing to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny though. I mean, it's just funny, these Boston guys are really, for some reason, they love to troll Buffalo. And of course, like, the radio station just has to pick up on it and like, to generate any type of interest because no one likes them and no one wants to call their shows, but,
Probably a good segue into a playoff matchup if we want to play.
Yeah, it's so strange that it's like such a wide range of options still. I mean, the most likelihood is Patriots, and then it's Colts, but then the third most likely is the Raiders. Like, it's.
I'm not sure if the Patriots are the most likely anymore because Cincinnati's resting everyone. They're 6-point dogs to Keenum, and Mixon's out. A bunch of other starters are out. So if Cincy loses, then we can't play the Patriots. So
we cannot play the Patriots if Cincinnati loses.
If Cincinnati loses, if New England loses, or if Kansas City loses. If any of those 3 teams lose, then we can't play New England.
You're sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because if Kansas City loses to Denver, this all assumes we win. And even if we lose, we can't play. Yeah, because if Kansas City loses to Denver and we win, then we're at least a 3, maybe the 2. Cincinnati. So if we just do it based on us assuming we win. If Cincinnati wins, if Cincinnati loses, we move up to the. Kansas City's not losing to Denver, so they're the 2 seed. Cincy loses to Cleveland, we're the 3 seed. We play Indy or Vegas. If Vegas wins, we play Vegas. So really, the ideal scenario for us is Cincinnati loses to Cleveland, Vegas beats the Chargers, and then we play Vegas in the first round.
Well, if we win, then I'm going to have to. So if we win and Cincinnati loses, then we would play the Raiders if they win on Sunday night, you said?
Yes, and if they lose, then we would play Indy. But if Cincinnati wins and we remain the 4 seed, we play the Raiders. I believe this is where it gets a little bit back.
This shit's way too far. Am I going to stay out all night after the game to watch the Raiders game? Is all I'm wondering.
The simplest scenarios are if Cincy and the Pats win and we win, we play the Pats. If Cincy loses, we play either Indy or Vegas.
All right.
And Indy, and that depends on. I guess I think it's Vegas. I think we play Vegas in that scenario. If we win. If Vegas wins, if Cincy loses, we play Vegas.
If Cincy loses, we lose. Patriots win. We go on the road to.
If we lose, we're the 7th.
So we would go to KC.
Unless New England loses. Yeah, I think if we lose, unless New England loses too and win the division, I think we're the 7th because I don't think we can win a tiebreaker against anybody. Our conference record is would be 6-6.
Were we done a worse conference record than the Raiders? Damn. Oh, because
I think so, but I think we're the 7th basically.
I need to take a nap. Jesus Christ, I don't know.
There's weird. Basically, what I'm hoping for is I want to avoid New England, not as much as not really because of the matchup, but just it's so annoying playing them.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't need the talk.
I just don't care about it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't need to talk all week and I don't want to hear about Mac Jones. I don't want to hear it. I can't.
Yeah, I don't either. We're playing Indy. I would love an Indy matchup. I would love a Raiders matchup. It would be, that would be fun. I don't want to play New England. It's just annoying. It's stressful. I don't want to hear the love affair for Belichick and Jones. The national media is just so annoying. It's insufferable.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Oh, why are the Bills favored by 2.5?" And it's just like, but the Jets money line is plus 765. I mean, if anyone has any concerns, then people should be betting that money line, which I don't think anyone is. So I don't know.
No, losing to the Jets would be shocking. I mean, McDermott we've been so good against rookie quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, the only way we lose is if we just don't score any points like Jacksonville. But I just don't think that's going to happen.
The Jets have given up less than 24 points twice this year. One was against Houston, and the other one was against that was against Carolina. Oh, they gave up 21 to Jacksonville, and they gave up only 14 to Houston and 19 to Carolina. So, I mean, they don't stop anyone.
We'll probably score 30. I mean, ideally we're up, 38 to 7 in the third quarter, and we can put your boy Mitch in and rest guys.
Ooh, it could be just like a 90.
Rojo?
Yeah, like 99. That would be exciting.
Is this how you were in 99?
Oh, I was.
Moody, no matter what, he goes.
No, I was less. I wasn't as mad as I am now, but I didn't like Flutie. I didn't like the Flutie magic. I blamed him for the Dolphins' loss in '98 when he fumbled the ball and no one ever talked about it. That was just perplexing to me. And he's this little midget guy. Like, dude, go take your magic back to fucking Canada. But back to Zach Wilson. How many touchdown passes do you think he has this year?
7.
No, he has 8. He has rushing
8 touchdowns, 14 picks or something.
Yeah, he has 4 rushing touchdowns. I mean, we have to count those with our guy back there. I'm trying to think of other funny fullback names. I'm drawing a blank, but yeah.
I mean, you can count. Yeah, you got to count them, but you can't discount the fact that he has 34 passing touchdowns. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I'm just joking. He has Zachy Boy has 11 picks. I mean, he hasn't turned the ball over. He has 0 interceptions his last 4 games.
Yeah, really? Wow, that's unbelievable.
Well, he's completed his last 4 games. He's completed 45%, 56%, 63%, and 57% of his passes. But he's thrown for. He hasn't his highest passing yardage. Oh, against Tennessee, he threw for 297. Other than that, his highest was 234. And well, he threw for in his last. He hasn't thrown over 234 yards in his last 8 games. So, I mean, it's not like.
So he was the Q. He was the Q of that. He was playing quarterback.
Yeah, he played great in that game. For him,
that's crazy. I have to go back and see what the hell happened in that one. Yeah, I mean McDermott, rookie quarterback, he's been so good. And I don't know, man. We know what's out. Unless we want to go to Arrowhead, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna.
Well, we're gonna win. I'm gonna try and win the game. I mean, yeah, if this game was on the road. And if it was like if the Bills would be out of the playoffs, what are the Jets playing for? They're running for the bus. They're running for the golf course. If they're really going to come here in the cold and ice and rain and snow, whatever it's going to be, and really be motivated to beat us, to knock us down from the 4 seed to the 5 seed, and give the Patriots the division. I mean,
no, winning this game would be like this detrimental.
Yeah, not to mention exactly they want to lose the game. The franchise wants to. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah. You don't want to, like, win a meaningless week. I mean, and that, like, all the talk about, well, we can build on this for next season, like, that's all BS. Like, it's all reset.
I assume their GMs.
I'm sure they would drop a lot of the draft. They would drop them in the draft. Yeah, it'd be, like you said, they're going to be ready to get the hell out of there. At least Atlanta was alive for the playoffs last week. They at least had something to play for.
Yeah, so they had some fire in them, but, I mean, the Jets, if they get down 10 points, I mean, they're going to be calling their fucking travel agent at halftime. Like, we got that shit booked to Bermuda on Tuesday, like, or wherever they're going to go. I don't know. Maybe they go to Mexico or something.
Yeah, who's on their offense are we afraid of? Braxton Berrios? I don't know if Elijah Moore's back. I don't know. We had the same conversation last time we played them when Moore was healthy and Mike White was like the talk of the 400-yard passer, and we shut him down. And I don't know, this game has all the makings of a blowout. Yeah, I mean,
Michael Carter practiced today, but Braxton Berrios didn't practice. Crowder was limited.
I feel like Crowder owns us.
Yeah, Jameson Crowder does own us. I remember last year he had. I mean, it was kind of a meaningless long touchdown, but he still put up tons of yardage. But
he had like 15. I feel like he had like 15 receptions in one of the games he played in. Most of them probably short, but still.
Yeah, I mean, for us, no one's really hurt. I mean, Bada and Sanders, I don't really care about either of them. I'd rather Sanders not even play. But.
Well, what do you think about so McKenzie last week basically just barely played. I mean, I don't know how many snaps he played, but maybe like 1/3 of the snaps. But 1 reception, maybe a couple of runs, but wasn't a huge factor. Beasley, I don't know, man. People will say he's so good against the zone. I'm not doubting that he is good against the zone defense, but there just seems to be nothing there with Beasley.
It's like an 8-yard in is what he does.
Yeah, and if he's open, he'll catch it. Nothing doesn't turn upfield. I don't Is it worth having him out there rather than the speed of McKenzie every play?
I mean that if it was a matchup thing or if McKenzie just can't play in the cold, I don't know. I mean
The Colts game, they still had McKenzie like benched after that. Thinking back on that game, not to get sidetracked, but that fumble, I mean, you said it at the time. Like, that was like, who knows what would have happened in that game if that didn't happen.
It was brutal. I mean, when you're in the stadium and something like that happens, just like the block punt against Pittsburgh, it's just like everyone just goes, ugh, and it's just like, it's over. Like, you especially Bills fans, like, at home, everyone feels it. It's not like it's just in my head.
Well, it was like, it was 17-7. We're getting the ball. We've been really good at, like, end of half, doubling up at the beginning of the third. And we're like, the first half was shit. It's like, all right, well, 17-10 at half, we get the ball. Like, we have a ball game. And before you think of, all of a sudden it's 24-7, and it's like, oh, it's just, like, over.
Mm.
So, he's still in the doghouse. Bad weather at the Ralph. He's not playing, I guess.
Well, hopefully the Jets aren't looking for revenge from when we screwed them over. What was that? I don't know. Fitzpatrick played for every team in the division. I'm pretty sure we screwed the Jets, right? A few years ago, but I mean, no one on the team is probably still even there. So, I mean,
yeah, they had to win it in,
and we beat them pretty good.
We smoked them.
Mm. Well, what's your prediction for this game?
41 over under 16. I'll go 30 to 10. Bills in the under.
Wow. Yeah, I mean I think that we're just gonna like try and go up 10 and just sort of milk it. I don't think we're covering 16 or 16 and a half. That number's too high. I'll go 24-10. Just another forgetful game, and it's like, okay, well, at least we clinched the division. Let's storm the field. I hope that boy I go with boosts me up on the uprights. I'll take him down or something.
You gonna storm it?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be the first guy out there.
You think we'd storm it?
No, it's too what? It's too like not PC or something. And they can take the goalpost down really easily now, so they'll probably take them down. I don't know. I mean,
when we stormed the field in '88, that game we won 9-6, I think in overtime, and we clinched the division. It was like mid-November.
Yeah, it was November 22nd. I'd say I have the poster somewhere.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird to clinch.
We were like 11-1 at the time. I saw this the other day. November 20. Clinching the division that early. Wow. What are you playing for the rest of the season? Jesus Christ.
No.
There wasn't even wild card teams back then, I don't think.
80s. Yeah, let's reminisce about the 80s. All right, well, we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, see you.
Bills like Buffalo, I'm all about the bills like Thurman Thomas. I don't tip, I pay bills. Bitches call me Buffalo.
If I could save time in a bottle.
All right, go walk your dog.
I'm going to.
Playoffs? You kidding me? You kidding me? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Another game.